Ladies and gentlemen, brethren, bondsmen and friends, thank you for the opportunity of addressing you this afternoon on what will be the first in a series of weekly comments from the unionist political partners involved in the civil rights camp. As I stand before you today, all is not well. The past number of years have been turbulent for loyalism, unionism and for Northern Ireland in general. We have witnessed a ratcheting tensions across the country, a more belligerent posture from Republicans, which last year led to the removal of the national flag from our civic capital. How did we respond? I will tell you how we responded. You, the people, responded with protest that wrapped Republicans to the core. They realised the resistance that existed. They realised the resistance that existed within the loyalist community was greater than they expected. They awakened a sleeping giant. That is evidenced by our actions here in the Woodvale and in other places. Republicans not content by the tangible damage done to the community harmony. The Republican knaves have laid traps which the Praise Commission, the fools they are, have only been too happy to follow. So here we stand. Again, the Laganil brethren and their accompanying bonds are prevented from completing their return home. And all around me, the message I hear over and over is a simple one. Enough is enough is enough. Today I want to echo that sentiment. Enough is enough. But as a political leader, it is not enough for me simply to echo your words. No, I must act on them. Ladies and gentlemen, I and everyone around me intend on doing just that, and we will not be found wanting. Let us be under no illusion whatsoever. The Republican movement are engaged in unarmed conflict. Many within unionism dropped the ball and accepted peace at face value. This conflict was transformed, but not in a naive sense of war to peace. It was transformed from a theatre of violent conflict to one of non-conflict, and it rages as we speak. We must be aware of Republican tactics and challenge them before they get an opportunity to use them against us. A Prussian military thinker observed that the war is a continuation of politics by another means. I, as leader of a political party, see politics as the continuation of the war and will set out our strategy to counter Sinn Féin's. Sinn Féin have often paraphrased the Prussian military thinker, saying that politics is war by other means. Today we are faced with culture as war by another means. Today we are faced by truth as a war by other means. These sentiments are the undercurrent of Republican tactics, couched in the cosy language of the peace process, the equality agenda, truth recovery, but utterly malevolent in its intent. This attitude and these tactics must be challenged. And this community withstood the brutality of Republican violence, never once relenting in its face. We cannot falter in resisting this phase of their efforts. Yet, whilst the Republican plan is no doubt a threat, let us not overestimate the enemy and give them too much credit, nor should our current predicament give rise to feelings of self-doubt. For there is much in this community to be confident about, and the signs are good, and we are willing to take up a challenge. At a strategic level, these tactics by the Republican movement serve as a cover to mask the futility of an empty long-term game plan. Contrived defence and its subsequent manipulation is simple, a means by which Sinn Féin can play the sectarian card in a PR-friendly manner. The heightening of tensions and Sinn Féin's prominent role in igniting them has served to dampen the internal dissent of those within republicanism, questioning our so-called roadmap to unity. The Sinn Féin unity strategy needs to win unionists over and to sell us a united Ireland as a benign if not an attractive ideal. If you're listening, Mr. Adams, we are British, and British we will remain, just like our forefathers. We are not going away now or in the future. We, the Loyalist and Unionist people, are the British presence in this part of the world.
Hear, hear.
If we look around us, all sections of unionism, united in opposition, we don't have to wonder too hard how the plan for United Ireland is working out for them. We're still living in the UK. So as Republicans try to colonise the high moral ground, as they have done the peace process and the equality agenda, all is not rosy in the Republican garden. A moribund strategy masked by pointing at frauds and saying, hey, but look at them. Let me send a message to Republicans. When you look at us again, you will see different frauds. What you will see is united unionism. You will see confident unionism. You will see a united loyalism and a committed people representing a very proud culture.
Hear, hear.
So where we can take our confidence is in how this has drawn us together. I began by saying that unionist parties in the partnership will address you in coming weeks. That in itself is something that can give us hope. How often in the last 15 years have the pro-unionist parties, the loyal orders, the bond fraternity and the wider community in this country committed themselves and their resources to one cause? More often the rancor of internal bickering, characterised by the state of unionism, and in turn drove this community into deeper apathy and further despair. Let us hope, in fact let us prove to ourselves that this darkness has come as a prelude to the drawing of a new period for a pan-unionist cooperation. Well, this enhanced cooperation marks the potential of a return to a halcyon period within unionism. It beckons for us a glimpse of what could be if unionists of all hues to set aside their petty differences on matters of combined cultural and constitutional interest. I don't suggest here today that every political, social and economic difference within unionism can be shelved, nor should it be. Individuality and the right to scrutinise those who we elect to office is a cornerstone both of our reformed faith and of our British identity. On the Shankill we have a history of politics where strong individualism and staunch loyalism coexist in harmony. Long may it continue. So we are provided with an opportunity and with a challenge. It is a challenge for political parties to finally get their act together and put country first. For my part, I will commit to you today that I will without question put country before party. Let this enhanced cooperation hasten the day when all the unionist parties will generally commit the same. But there is also a challenge to the people. One of the many banners on Woodvale Avenue says plainly, no vote, no voice. In the simplest of terms, that is a challenge to the wider community. Register and vote. Make sure that if the embryonic unionist cooperation seen here is to have any hope, it needs the strength of the people four square at its rear. If the current Republican tactic of unarmed conflict is to be faced down, we need maximum resources at both street and political level. A mindset of unarmed resistance needs to permeate the thinking of the unionist community at all levels, and a strategy that will see the return of the Leganil Brethren and accompanying bonds and the City Hall flag will only work with politics and people. When we achieve this, we will put Republicans on the back foot and we will be driving the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your courtesy and congratulations on your ongoing commitment. No surrender.